You know, so I think the right thing for Jake to do would have been, you know what, I'm going to record myself, and I'm going to continue to record myself because I have the legal right to do that. You are taking notes on me and collecting evidence that's being used against me. I have a right to protect myself, and I intend to do that. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You are the person that created this situation. And unfortunately, you know, I have to take steps to protect myself. And at which point that's what they would have done. They would have taken the recorder from him. And because that's what she did, she searched him yesterday. Miss Barker told Miss Ledge to search him. So that was her goal, was to find the recorder and take it from him so he couldn't protect himself, which is an unlawful search. That's something that she didn't have any justification to do. You know. For the sole purpose of preventing him from protecting himself. That was her intention, and why else would she have searched for it? And then she grilled Jake about it and grilled him about it. So that is a proper assertion for me to make. You know, that her intention is to deprive Jake of his civil rights and keep him from protecting himself, while she very partially defends children who are bold-faced lying, and she's telling them to do that. You know. So I'm guessing the logic is prevent him and attack him and entrap him until he defends himself and prevents the informants from testifying. The kids have been given permission to get up and leave the room and go testify in Miss Baker's office.
And like a sausage biscuit.
You got a sausage biscuit?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else I can get for you?
That's all.
Put it on that.
Okay.
Thank you. So we see that it is street trash mentality, that the goal is to force Jake into this street warfare where he becomes entrapped in, if he defends himself, he has to become violent, and if he does that, then he'll be labeled as a violent child. I talked to another mom at the school, and she had a son that was being bullied at Magnolia, and he balled up his fist and punched him in the face, or defended himself with, you know, the same violence. And you know, she was a National Guardsman, and I told my son never to hit anybody back. That hit somebody, go tell a teacher, because he'll get a referral, and then you get roped into this, you know, system of your child has anger management issues. Yeah, he was provoked, but still he should have handled his problems through other means. You know, that's the kind of logic they use. And that's what happened to her son. The school administrators said that her son had to go to anger management classes. Or else. You can take or else and shove it up your ass. I know or else. I can do or else. I've done or else. That shit doesn't scare me. You're not going to threaten me with that.
Good morning, thank you. Could I have a receipt
Oh, wait, never mind, I got it. You know, and that's where they get you. That's where they get these kids, and that's how they end up with all these kids on these caseloads in the school system. I've been in anger management sessions with kids. I was working in the library at one school where this kid had a woman from the state come and do her anger management session with him, and he'd gotten in trouble again. He was sitting there telling her what happened. He said, well, he punched me. Well, you should have gone to a teacher. There wasn't no teacher anywhere around there. We were standing in line in the hall. The teacher wasn't there. We were by ourselves. You know, is what he said. Okay, yeah, then you have the right to defend yourself if there's no place for you to go. Well, instead of doing that when you were angry that he did that to you, what could you have done? Would you have liked to have drawn a picture? How about that? Draw a picture. Or would you like to listen to some songs? What music do you like? Would you like to draw a picture now? And sat there for an hour. She probably made $15, $20 an hour to sit there and spout that bullshit at that child. Damn right he should have balled up his fist and punched that child back. That kid had a history. They'd all been suspended from school, and that's what happens to these kids. They get suspended. They're thrown out of school for stuff like this. What's the right thing to do? You got a bunch of juvenile delinquents running around these schools. I've seen them do it. They victimize innocent children. I've seen innocent children begging me, crying, if they can call their mother. And the first thing that happens, these street trash kids, the first thing that happened, I saw this happen at one school. A little boy, long history of abusive behavior, knew how to play the game. He punched this other little white boy, and he was a black little boy, streetwise little black boy. And the boy came crying to me. He was crying. He said, I want my mother. I want to call my mom right now. He was crying. I said, you know what's going to happen? You go to the office, you talk to them and tell them you want to talk to your mother. And the boy's going to say that you hit him first. He said, I didn't hit him. I didn't do anything to him. Yeah, I know that, but he knows what to say to stay out of trouble. He knows that if he says, you hit him first, well, the teacher's probably going to either punish both of you, or they're not going to want to write both of you up because the school doesn't want their expulsion rates to go over 15% and their write-up rates to be too high. So he's protecting himself by saying that he did something to him. He used to run around the campus punching people in the face and abusing other students. You know, and he's one of those kids, yeah, okay, here we go again. And that's what happens. Is these punks, they know when to act right, when to fuck around and do what they want to. Of course, if I call the office and the principal comes here and you go to the office and call your mom, they're going to write you both up. And that's exactly what happened. I told him, look, I'm going to make him sit on the side of the gym the rest of the class. And no, I want my mom. And then a police officer came walking in the room. And he started interviewing the kids. It was out of my hands then. The principal came, wanted me to write them both up, and I told him I didn't say a thing. I didn't really say a thing. Because one kid said it. They even had cameras in the room. Didn't even pull the video. He talked to the kids around him. He just believed what they said too, and they all have friends that protect each other, and so they'll lie for each other. And they do that. I've been in situations like that where, you know, the kids, 5 kids would tell one story, and okay, really? And that makes it sound believable. How could so many kids be lying, right? Well, guess what? I kept asking questions, and kept asking questions, and kept asking questions. Guess what? There were 5 more kids